look around you. Where you are right now, as you're watching this, look around your house. There are tools you have you're not using that can actually fetch you a whole lot of funds.
Forget about what people are saying. Don't listen to what people are saying. What people say about you or think about you is none of your business.
Many entrepreneurs want to build a business at the same time feed from the business. It cannot work. In Lagos,
but you just get to do something. Stop waiting for the manna to fall from heaven.
Never you at any point think you have 100% strength. It's not possible. So as a leader, you focus on your strength 100%, then your weakness, you get someone to fill it in. Now, the person you are bringing in, ensure that the person's weakness is your strength.
You have to come with something to the table. So what are you coming with as a woman? What are you bringing? Is it your intellect? Is it your beauty? We all know that beauty doesn't help anybody. If not, I'll be where Dangote is today.
Please, if you are listening to me, don't try and sell what is not sellable if you don't have the funds to push it.
Thank you for connecting with Simeon Ononobi today. Live sessions hold every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Please turn on post notifications for live updates.
Hello, everyone. It is nice to have you back again today on the Tuesday, 4th of August. And it is Connect with Simeon Ononobi. And today I have a lovely, lovely guest, someone that I admire a lot, someone that, she embodies everything. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's an exceptional entrepreneur, she's a vision bearer. I mean, she's an enigma, if I might use the right word. And she's a controller. She's everything you would think an entrepreneur should be. She's everything you think a normal human being should be, because she actually is someone of exceptional skills. And you might already have seen it on my Facebook post or my LinkedIn post. I'm going to be talking to Uju today. She's going to be coming to the studio very soon. I wanted to apologize for not being around last week. I had about a bout with the pandemic, but it's over now, and I'm really in good shape. So I believe that we can get back to sharing the African dream, sharing what we have as Africans to the world, and successfully getting people excited about the Africans that are doing great stuff. No matter how small it is, we need to start celebrating every single African that is doing something awesome. And last week you saw Salami, and he was exceptional. People have written to me, spoken to me. His video has been downloaded over 700 times since last week. So you need to go to my YouTube page, check for Salami. It's episode 25, and you will get to hear a lot about what this exceptional Nigerian entrepreneur has for us. So today, without wasting any of our time, I'm going to be bringing into the studio. I think she's in the studio already. Yeah, she is. I'm going to be bringing Uju into the studio. Uju, welcome to Connect with Simeon. Can you hear us?
Thank you, Simeon. For a bit, I was wondering what you were talking about. See all that name? Ndi was supposed
I mean, seriously. People are already excited. So Roy says, I'm super excited about today's episode. I really need to meet Uju. Uju, a lot of people are already asking me, this $500,000 you won last year, hey, are you sure you're not going to share it on the show today? So a lot of people wanted to know about you, and this program, like I always tell every guest I have, we don't pre-record, we don't We don't pre-interview our guests because it's more about saying it raw. It's not pre-recorded. We don't do any rehearsals. It's just come to the studio and give it live. Give your journey live. Tell us about your yesterday, your today, and what you see the future of Africa is. Because if we do not celebrate our own, we get to allow other people tell our narratives. We get to allow people direct the narrative of what Africa should be. And I just took it upon myself to now start talking about, great guys that are doing great things. Like, no matter how small it is, all those small drops, they actually make an ocean. So, and you are an exceptional person. Actually, and this is a secret that I need to let out. I never knew about the Entrepreneurship World Cup until I saw a Nigerian win it. So I'm like, okay, wait, this girl just went from nowhere. I just collected money, and we're all sitting here, and so it was like, where did she come from? Who is she? This enigma. I mean, I've seen you speak. I've watched your videos. I've watched your interviews. I have even had meetings where you've been in and it's like, we don't tell the stories enough. We need to tell the stories. We need to tell what people are doing. We don't have the media. We don't own CNN or Fox News or whatever it is, but we can still tell ourselves. So Ikenna Enezie says, I can't wait to hear Uju open her mouth. Super excited. So Uju, tell us about your yesterday. Where did this all start from?
Wow, I could just be here smiling and you're doing all the talking because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying listening to you talk. Okay, my name is Uju Uzo-Ojinnaka. I'm a wife, some man. Trust me, that guy is awesome. And I have 4 children. They've been at home for some time. I think it's time school starts, so they go to school. Okay, so I did banking after my youth service. I worked in a number of banks. Then I joined the family business. I worked with my husband. One of the most interesting times of my life, was working with my husband in our family business. And 10 years down the line, I felt we needed to scale our operations. So I also, as a director in the company, I felt I also needed to mindset to possibilities. So I engaged Global Executive MBA of the China Europe International Business School. By the way, I am the class president of the Zurich Gemba 2016.
Wow.
So while in class, was also the time when the Nigerian government placed FS controls on the foreign exchange, right? So it was difficult for us to pay for our imports. Mind you, our family business were involved in construction finishing products like light fitting, tiles, doors, and all that. We are importing majorly from China. So I was looking for someone who could do a swap of some sort with me, pay for my invoices in China, I help them make their purchases in Nigeria or somewhere in Africa. Well, I didn't find, I searched among my cohorts. My cohort was made up of people from all over the world, but they were mostly C-level management in Fortune 500 companies, right? So none of them had even visited Africa until they had to come for classes. So but one of my cohorts introduced me to an entrepreneur in Ghana. I met her on one of our trips and we had a good discussion. She said she had a customer who wanted to buy granules from Nigeria and they wanted me to help them with the sourcing from Nigeria and pay for it. And then they would pay me in US dollars. So it was prayer answered. I was quite excited about it, And then I came back, they asked me for samples, we sent them samples. They approved the samples, they go see them, pay for them, transfer to China if I wanted. I couldn't find it in one place. I want to believe I didn't know where to look for.
Wow, we are having some issues. Just 1 second. Let me get Uju back into the studios. We're having some technical issues with her connection, but I promise I'll get her back as soon as possible. So she started off like giving us a bit of her story and how she started what she did. It would be great to hear her speak about it, but one of the key things I got out of that was building your connection or your network. And I'm going to throw that question to her once she comes back. Yeah, okay, so we're trying to get her back. We're trying to get her back. She'll soon be back in the studios. So at the end of the day, basically, okay, she's back in the studios. Let me see if she can connect. Uju, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay, yeah, I think she's back.
Okay.
Yes, so we got her back. Thank God. Okay, so yes, yes. So let's go ahead.
Thank God. So where did I stop? Okay, so
the Ghanaian.
I was looking for where to buy the 400 ton.
Yes.
I was looking for where to buy the granules, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went online, typical business school chick, right? Went online, Alibaba, all these online places, saw some suppliers, but sent them messages. None of them responded to me. I was waiting, time was going. The buyer now said he couldn't wait anymore and we lost the transaction. So a few days down the line, specifically April 17, 2017, I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't believe what just happened to me. As an Igbo chick, how could I have allowed such a transaction slip through my fingers? Because I was going to make money. It's not just getting the FX. I was going to make some profit out of it. And how come nobody responded to me? How come I couldn't even see where to buy this product online? Where I can just go. They have the product. I give them Naira and they give me the product and I move. I was wondering how the Chinese and the Indians I see all over the place were able to get these products. If as I open, I reach, couldn't find. So I decided that night to solve it. That night, the only person that came to mind was Mr. Jack Ma. I realized the issues he had when he couldn't find Chinese beer on the internet. I was determined to build that marketplace. And if you know me, when I want to do anything, I want to do it yesterday. So immediately I put everything in motion to start to build a platform. But in building, 3 things were very key to me. One, we're going to be Pan-African. Business school taught me that in setting up any business in Africa, your market should be Africa and not just a specific country. So I wanted it to be Pan-African. I wanted it to be strictly a point of convergence. I wasn't going to own a farm. I wasn't going to own a warehouse. And then I was just going to own the tech. And 2 months down the line, we employed people from 5 African countries and we started. The platform was launched on September 1, 2017 in Ghana, in Accra, at the SIPS campus in Accra. And at that point, we had over 9,000 suppliers. Right now, we have over 16,000 suppliers on that platform. So that's how TofA South Africa started. But too much issues, plenty challenges all over the place if you're doing these things. Because even though we had a partnership with EcoBank, Transnational, we had escrow from them, we had verification, we have very robust, interesting things on the platform. Trade was not occurring, and we saw it was because of 2 key issues, trust and payment terms. We saw a great distrust between buyers and sellers. None was willing to make the first move. They will meet, they will discuss, and then buyer says, okay, supply me and I pay you. Supplier is saying, I hope you have your agents in my city. Come and take it and pay me. Supplier doesn't want to get involved with, most of them doesn't want to get involved with documentation. Just credit the account, TT. They don't even want to speak too much English with you. And also payment terms was an issue because most buyers, because what we have is a B2B platform, most buyers want to pay via various payment terms like LCs, DPs, CADs. But you see, most African suppliers want to be paid in cash. They say it's cash and carry. So because of that, we created two solutions. One is a Source Pro unit through which we became buyers to sellers and sellers to buyers, still without keeping any content. And we amassed a web of TofA agents all over the place where we supply from. We also created a Pan-African digital platform for funding and investing in African trade. It's called ATI, AfricanTradeInvest.com. So on one hand, genuine suppliers of African products, which includes the Source Pro units, who have confirmed orders backed by an acceptable payment terms, could go to that platform and request for funding. Now, these funding requests are broken down into units and offered to individuals, companies, groups all over the world to invest in and earn a share of the profit. So by this way, anybody can partake in African trade, right? Just by investing, okay? And the investment can be in US dollars and can also be in Nigerian Naira for now. So that's us in a nutshell.
Wow. I mean, I mean, listening to you talk, I brought out a lot of questions that I would love to veer our discussion towards. So you lost a big chunk of you lost some money based on the transaction that went south because you couldn't get people to deliver products to you, and it was a bit of a problem for you, and you just decided, you know what, let me solve this problem myself. Now, between finding a problem and actually doing something about that problem and finding a solution, is that middle ground called fear. How would you advise people listening today to cross over that bridge? I mean, I know I have a problem, and I also know I think I have a solution, but how do I actually start this solution? How did you move from, let's source for these things, to, let's even create a platform to even get other people to source through us? How did you move? How did you leave your family comfortable business to try to now start something new? How did you do that?
By starting. It's as simple as that.
Yes. Were you not afraid? Were you not, what would happen if this thing goes wrong? What would, if I invest my time, energy, the little money I have, and it goes wrong, what happens? And I don't become something, what happens?
The truth of the matter is that something will go wrong. Wow. I'm telling you, things will go wrong. So if from day one, we know that something will go wrong, so we have that mindset of solving problems. Because like I always tell my people, what we come to work every day to do is to solve problems. It's not just to come to work, to solve a problem, right? And that's why one of the things, anybody that works in TofA will tell you that you don't come to Uju with your problem. You come with a solution, because we can't sit down to talk about your problems. If you sit down too long, I'll tell you my own, because there are plenty, right? Yes. So you come with the solution to a problem you've encountered, and we discuss solutions. So I think one of the things we have done, we as startups, as entrepreneurs have done, is to paint a very rosy picture of entrepreneurship. And so people think that starting a business is a way of getting rest. So if you're working and your workplace is very stressful, you say, let me just start my business and rest, Joe. Okay, let me tell you the truth. You're better off working, if that is true. Because what it means is that at the end of every month, at least you're sure of taking home something.
Yep.
As a startup, when it's getting to month end, as a worker, as an employer, you're excited because they will soon pay you. As an entrepreneur, as a startup owner, when it's getting to end of month, you're having heart palpitation because you're going to pay people. So yes, there will be issues. if you know it firsthand and you're entering somewhere and you know that there will be problems, it changes your mindset. So what I'm saying is that I'm telling you a story that I started TofA of Africa. I went to 5. What you don't even know is that I went to 5 countries, employed in 5 African countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. Because business school have a way of carrying you up. You're feeling you on the air. And see me now, president of Zurich Gamba 2016. I imported all my staff from all over because I wanted to give, the way business school teach you theory. I brought everybody down to Nigeria. I flew everybody we employed, flew them, organized, put them in Liligate in Lagos, did a 3 days, retreat. I called it startup retreat. I was in school in Zurich, and they were here with with Dr. Anderson, for 3 days, teaching them this is what we want, this is what everything, trying to get them have a buy-in of what we're trying to do and all that. That was in June. They came in June 3rd. They left July 2nd. By July 4th, I didn't have a staff.
Everybody had gone.
No, because they all went home. What I'm telling you, they all went home. And I say, okay. And then by 4th, no, I came back on the 4th. By 6th, I didn't have any staff. By 4th, when I came back, thinking, some people that have been here for 3 days now understand what we need to do. That, okay, tell me what's next. How do we now conquer your market? Have you mapped your market? Have you done this? So somebody is asking me to give him 5 million naira before they can even set out. This idea of multinational entered people's head, and they were asking me money I didn't have. So people coming to work in a startup are thinking that they are coming to work in ExxonMobil, for instance, and asking for some money. And I was like, no, we need to do this. And so a human being is saying in the budget, flight from Port Harcourt to Owerri. Are you listening? What are we? From Port Harcourt to Owerri, by flight, they will put money. From Owerri to Enugu, flight. He said, I'm like, so before you know what's happening, all of them left within a week. So after I have spent all that money and put that, I didn't have a staff. Only the tech team and the admin team stayed. I had to go back again and re-employ. And we now started. And because when I was employed the first time, I was employing, this time I had to employ people that will do the work. And we started the work. Even at that, the day we launched September 1, 2017. By 3rd of September, on Monday, my 2 key staff in East Africa and Ghana resigned.
Wow. I mean, guys, you are listening to Uju, and you need to take this down. Please take it down. You got your pen. You must have problems. Period. As an entrepreneur, you must, in capital. Guys, I am screaming at the top of my voice, must have problems. Now, you have to have a mindset to solve those problems. Real problems. I can't even start telling you the kind of problems I have. Everybody has problems. So you must have problems. Now you must come with a mindset to solve those problems. Uju just gave you a story. It's Rosie. She won, entrepreneurial competition. She's the darling of Africa. She's this, is that. But she lost all her staff after spending almost all her startup money to train and to get staff. She lost everybody. Like, who does that? Who doesn't go home to cry on the bed? Who doesn't kill themselves for even starting? And another thing you brought up was theory is not practical. So when I wanted you to bury that down. Theory is not practical.
So what it means, in theory, when you start a marketplace, you have, if you look at a TofA platform, beautiful, like Alibaba, very nice with people. So in theory, I'm supposed to do SOE, search engine optimization, do social media marketing, people will be coming to buy. No. So we did all that, right? So that and nobody was buying. And because what we are is a B2B platform. So because we're a B2B platform, trade is in high volume. We have escrow because of connection with this person connected, we had access to the MDs of all the EcoBank EcoBank in every of the country. So when we go to that country, in fact, when we launched in Rwanda, the MD of EcoBank Rwanda was there with us. Okay, we had escrow. But what happened? Nobody's going to use your escrow for a B2B platform. Who knows you? Who is TofA? Just because you built a very beautiful platform doesn't mean anybody's going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're creating value by virtue of the platform, we're creating value. But hey, they weren't using it. So we had to go back to check. So why are people not using this? This is me. I will say on LinkedIn, I will post people's posts to say, I will say, Sesame Seed is available. Go to tradersofafrica.com. Buyers are there. Talk to them. One day, one Indian man said, if you have Sesame Seed, tell me. Let me talk to you. I don't have strength to go and talk to anybody. And then we now started reading those that were going. We had over 800 and something buyers going. And we see that they were discussing. And we found that they would talk and talk and talk. Then after a while, they're not talking again. Of course, there are a few people who will probably take the transaction offline. It's okay. But there are some that after a while, they're saying, hello, nobody is talking again. And we saw that the buyer is asking for what the seller is not willing to give. The seller is asking for what the buyer is not willing to give. So we started creating solutions towards that real problem. Because the real reason why it will not work is because of trust and payment terms. So ATI, the Source Pro unit makes it possible for you to say as a supplier, I have 100 tons of sesame seeds in Benue State. And I will tell you, a buyer comes and says, I need 100 tons of sesame seed. So I tell this Benue State person, bring your sesame seed. And because he doesn't want to part without cash, so I will give you cash locally. So I have solved this problem because he wants his money. He doesn't want to get involved with documentation.
Mm-hmm.
So I will collect your product and give this man. And this man wants to trade through LC. So I will collect his LC. But that also creates a problem because at the point of collecting his LC is not cash. Okay? And the man giving me the 100 tons in Benue needs cash. So how do I solve that problem? That was why we created the ATI platform. And the ATI platform, I said, I'm not going to tell people to give me money. It's like borrow money from them, take money from them, and pay them interest. No, I don't want to do that. I'm not a bank. So I said, you can do this transaction with me, and you will share my profit with me. And this is the minimum profit I'm guaranteeing. So what it means that when a trade comes, if it doesn't meet my minimum profit, I won't take it.
Because you need to share.
Yes, that creates another problem. It creates another problem because who will give you their money? So I started with my friends. So another key thing you have to do is grow your network.
I was going to go take it. So you said it from the beginning, and I wrote it down just before the network cut off. And you said you went to your friends, you went to colleagues and your network. How do you grow your network? How have you been able to grow your network?
Okay, I remember the days of BlackBerry. So one of my girlfriends that time, I had everybody's PIN. It doesn't take anything from me. I may not talk to you, but I have your PIN. So we are friends. So every time my friend is like, Uju, what's the problem? You always take it. I said, this is, I'm not paying transport for it. I will just, it will just be there. Okay? I don't know when I will need it. What I also learned is that I'm also one of the people that will be willing to assist you for anything. So if I'm on a platform and somebody puts, does anybody know anything? I go out of my way to check if those things are possible. And then I'll help connect you if I know. I can just tell you.
I am a witness. I saw what you did for us. Thank you, Cash. So just to be like open, Uju helps us a lot. Thank you, Cash. When we were selected for the eFounders Fellowship, and one of our founders had to go to China, she helped us a lot. So thank you very much. So yes, that is me acknowledging that statement.
So I just go out. I don't need to know who you are. I'll just assist. So if you play it first, garbage in, garbage out. Once you do that, anything you need, put it out. People will go out of their way and do it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that happened, during this lockdown, we shipped some containers to Bangladesh through Cameroon. About almost 50 containers, right? We had negotiated the LC, but the way the LCs are is that you negotiate it, you send it to, the bank will now send the shipping documents to the bank in Bangladesh. When it gets there, they will pay us. Our documents were in Dubai for 6 weeks. So what it meant is that we were not paid. All right, this was during the lockdown. And we'll be talking, it was UPS they used. We'll be talking to UPS. UPS, of course, we don't have direct link to them because it was sent through our bankers. All right, so it was a really big problem for me. But out of the blues one day, I just sent a message on LinkedIn and said, please, who knows anybody in UPS? Because UPS Nigeria is not helping me. My bank is not helping because they too will be talking and they're not getting response, and all that. I really said, I narrated my issues and all that. That day, people took this matter on their head. I said, the documents are in Dubai. People went to UPS office in Dubai. I don't know who they are. I've never met them. People were sending messages to UPS, threatening, telling them that they will sue them. They sent them mails, and then later started copying me. And one man, Collins is his name. I said, I must talk to you. The man called me and said, Uju, your documents will be dispatched tomorrow morning. Your people will get it by the weekend. By Monday, they should pay you. It happened like that.
Wow. Just because so guys, listen to this. Uju is saying it, and this is from her mouth. Help people so that when you need help, it will come your way. So she just kept on helping people anyway. When she just throws it out there and people go out of their way to help. So to frame it this way, give value and value will come back to you. Simple. So I mean, let me go deep into exactly. So guys, you can start throwing your questions. I'm going to go into the entrepreneur. Everybody wants me to ask about entrepreneurship, World Cup entrepreneurship. Everybody wants me to ask. I'm going to ask. Like, calm down. I'm going to ask. We still have about 15-20 minutes to go, so I'm going to ask. Don't worry. But I mean, I want us to get the best out of Uju. Learn from her. It's not everybody that you see on Facebook or Instagram or even on TV. It's not everybody you're going to see having mammoth marketing budgets like Jimmy Akonga would have. But some people are doing some exceptional work. We told you she shipped containers with S. So she's doing awesome business and she needs to be celebrated. So you said something. You said you had a problem, you fixed it, but you now had multiple problems, but you had this cap on that was just focused on solving problems. Now, at what point did you think that this was going to be a success? Did you ever think it was going to be a success?
If I didn't think it was going to be a success, I wouldn't do it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
No, so it has to be a success. That's the reason why you just keep solving the problems. Because you're there, your mindset is that it will work. So as you're going, life and everything will be throwing challenges around you because you're already built for success. As they are being thrown to you, you're looking for solutions and surmounting them, pushing them aside and keeping on. Do you understand? Great. And actually, in fact, what I've also realized is that when I want to move from a particular place to the next, this is actually issues that move you from one place to the other. So when I have these challenges all around, we're thinking, how do we solve this problem? How do we do this? And then by the time we are able to go get our head around it and solve that issue, we find that we've been elevated.
Wow.
Really. And the truth of the matter is that if I was telling this to one of the aggregators that work with us, so we were talking about soya. So we still need a lot of soya beans right now in Nigeria that we're buying. We're still buying, we need more. And they were telling me that, madam, this is off season, they cannot buy, the prices are not good. And I'm like, this is trade. if it's during the season, everybody is offering me. So me, I'll be price sensitive, you know. The same thing with my buyers. Okay, during the season, they have options. When you start separating people who are serious in this business and people who are just there, is when it's off season. Who is still there when the product is scarce, when the product is high? Who is still there? So I realized that opportunities I've gotten have always been when it's off season. When you have a customer or a buyer who have a lot of customers, suppliers, how do you get that customer to trust you and to work solely with you? It is at the point when that buyer is unable to get someone else that will supply them, and you happen to be there at that time, the sole person giving him what he wants during scarcity. So when he thinks that he now owes you to support you during the time of harvest, because you were the one that was with him when nobody else was supplying to him.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So it's very, very important that we know these things. Very important. So it is only in your problems that you grow. So when issues come at you, you should be able to find a way to grow and surmount it. When we started Trust Pro Unit, it was working, you know, but the problem now came. The problem there is, how do I now get money to pay people? Initially, I started with the little money I had, but because it's a B2B platform, volumes are high. One man wants 10 containers, another one wants 5 containers, another one says, supply me 10 trucks. I cannot do all of them at the same time. Where will I get the money to do it? So I needed other people's money. And I just said, I didn't want to work with the banks yet at that point. I still don't work with the banks, so to speak. You know, so I said, let me try this. Let me see if people are willing to even invest this way. And I spoke to 3 people. I needed 20 million naira. I remember that we were doing our project in school. And I just came out. I spoke to the one person, spoke to the second person, spoke to the third person. And within 4 hours, 2 of them took it all up. The next day, the third person called me to pay money for it. I said, no, it's gone. So I was like, are you serious? So this thing people can just pay money like this? And that was how we started. And I made sure that I never defaulted.
Wow.
Up till today, against all odds, I have never defaulted. And ATI is one of those platforms that we have never done any marketing.
Great.
So every investor is referred, organically grown, referred by somebody. People were calling me, Uju, there's something I heard you're doing. I want to invest. People will pay money. I was like, who paid this money? I will call. One lady, I called her, I said, I must see you. She said, no, she's very busy. I said, no, you can't be giving me money. You have never seen me. She said, no, you don't worry, I trust you. I said, just by talking to you on the phone. I went to her office. I said, I must see you that day. She agreed. And she said, I said, wait. I went to her office. I waited. She came out. And I was looking at her. I knew she had given me more than 6 other investors.
Wow.
I didn't know who she was. She brought them. They were all working in one office. So when I got there, this one would come and say, hi, my name is. I said, I know your name, but I've never seen you. You know? And while they were all talking to me, more people were coming and they were telling them what I was doing. You know? And then the next morning, I got a call. The guy said, you may not know me, but I spoke to you yesterday. You were in our office. Come and see me. So I went to his office and he gave me 20. I just got there. Before, when he called me, he said I should send him the form. I gave him the forms. When I got there, he was working on his system. He just gave me an envelope with the form. Found and continued working on his system. I was still standing up. I didn't even have this to see that. So I opened the envelope. It was $20,000.
Wow.
I looked at him. He wasn't looking at me again. I stood there. I was looking at him. And he said, you looked as though you any problem. I said, sir, are you not worried that I will just go downstairs now, enter my car, and start going to the airport? You know, I just go. He turned and said, no. Speaking to you yesterday, I didn't even feel like that at all. That is not, wow. I don't think you're wrong with that.
So based on the results, you grow satisfaction from even people you know, just because of results.
Yes.
Beautiful. So Madugu has a
word of mouth travels very fast. Yeah.
Medugu Sunday said, I asked the question, he said, how do we get access to the ATI?
Okay. Is AfricanTradeInvest.com.
African Trade Investment. So I'm going to type it here. It's
AfricanTradeInvest.com.
AfricanTradeInvest.com.
Yes.
AfricanTradeInvest.com.
AfricanTradeInvest.com. Yeah,
so
one word.
AfricanTradeInvest.com.
Yeah.
So please, Sunday, hurry down there and that would work for you. If you have any other questions, to Entrepreneurship Championship now, World Cup now, and you're going to give us, ideas on how, because a lot of people are like, hey, I ain't do, hey, you mean the Nigerian lady won? We need to see this lady, this superstar lady, we need to see her. So here she is, she's here, she's going to answer your questions. If you have any questions, please throw it that Uju is here. I have her for getting Uju was work. I had to confirm this appointment. I had to wait for her to check her calendar again. So please, it is very important.
Hey, Simeon,
it is very important that we maximize the time we have with her. So first and foremost, how did you come up with the Entrepreneurial World Cup? And how was the process? How did you come up to become a regional winner?
Truth of the matter, and I'm going to say this, it might sound very cliche, but every entrepreneur, whatever you worship, Allah, God, whatever it is that you worship, you need to worship that thing very well. I'm a child of God. I'm telling you, I'm a child of God. And nothing can stop anything that His time has come.
Yep.
So when we started Traders of Africa, because what I see around us, is that we entrepreneurs, startups, we create a good website and everybody's looking to raise money. All right. Next thing is to raise money. Once you have a website, then we're all trying to raise money and all that. So we started Traders of Africa. We're having issues. Of course, I had pressure from some people in my team at that time that we should go and start looking for money. And I'm like, no, let's grow a business. Let's start something that is sustainable. Let's just start the business. Then we can now look for money. Maybe I was also thinking, I know that the business will be successful. I wanted it to be successful. So I don't sell short. Because if I go at that point and I raise money, I will raise nonsense money. And they will take a lot of my equity. I said, no, let's grow the business. It's going to be tough. So I kept talking to my team. By the way, this is shout out to Team Awesome. You know yourself. I am very grateful to these guys. I don't know what I must have sold those guys to stay with me. There was a time, 2 months, I couldn't pay salary, and I said, let me go and give them half of the salary, at least to hold them. These guys called me to a meeting. You know what they told me? They said, Uju, we know what you're contending with. Don't pay us half salary. If you don't have money, we will wait. That day, I cried. I cried because I said, they need to pay their bills. I mean, they're all, why are they said, we believe in what we are doing. I don't know what I must have told them for them to believe in TofA, but guys, thank you. It couldn't have been, I'm the office jester. It couldn't have been possible without them, and they know it. All right. So, as I was saying, a lot of them were like, I said, no, let's build the business. And they believed with me, and we started. So, last year, if you want to believe me, Entrepreneurship World Cup was the very first application I was ever going to make.
Wow.
Coming to pitch at EWC was the very first time I was standing in front of people to talk about TofA. And I know when we entered the car, we just did it. And I think I just saw it. I was looking for something. And it just came out. I'm like, okay. And I did this because we're trying to do the launch for ATI. And we were at a crossroad, whether to do in June, July, or to leave it and not launch. So I'm not wearing sure. So I told them, I said, guys, let's pray. let me pray and ask God what God wants us to do at that point. So it was at the point of waiting that suddenly I just opened my system. I think one of the things I subscribed to, I just saw it. And I just said, let me apply. And myself and one of my team, Meru, and all that, we put it together. We sent it. I forgot about it. I made 3 applications that year. I got into all of them. Oh, that was last year. E-Founders was one of it. Okay. And then suddenly I got a letter. I forgotten about it. Then I got a letter saying that August. I said, I have my launch August 1st, but I saw that it was August 9th. So I was like, okay, that works. And when we were going, I told my team, I said, guys, this is our first time going to do this thing. Just have an open mind. Let's go there and learn. We're going to meet people who have done this severally. We'll learn how they do it, and we'll prepare well and do next year. So for me, it was just to go and learn, okay? So even when we got there, one of them, my digital lead, very enthusiastic guy, he was like, no, we are winning it. We have a good project. Very good. So when we came there and the top 10, when people did their pitch, when they gave break, they couldn't stand up. I said, because you see very interesting projects. Do you understand? Nigerians are very creative, very interesting projects. I said, well, it's okay. Because my mindset was to come and learn, really. So I went to give my own and sat down. What they were calling, they called 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place. When they called 2nd place, I had 2 people I was thinking that would be first. So when they called me, I didn't stand up. It was one of my other team members that jumped up. It didn't click that I was the one. I'm not kidding. It didn't click. But I saw Parkinson jumping up. I thought I was looking at him jump up. I said, oh, wow. That surprise look you see on that picture is actually, I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting it.
Wow.
I must tell you something. That Entrepreneurship World Cup opened my eyes, my mind to what is possible in my project. They have, I don't know how 2020 will be because of the pandemic, but they took us, I had mentorship training for 3 months with 4 people in my team. And then I had personal mentors too. And then they took us to Saudi Arabia. First of all, they took us for 4 days to KAUST, okay, King Abdullahi University of Science and Technology. We were spoiled rotten and drained with work. That university is beautiful. That place where I went is beautiful. But they brought the 100, they call us Global 100, all right? Global 100 companies. So they brought the 100 of us together and told us that we're supposed to collaborate somehow. So all of us lived together in luxury, by the way, but with excellent mentors and the facilitators that they brought from different parts of the world, from the US, from Korea, from different places. And they will look at your business, they will teach you how to pitch, how to do a lot of things and all that. They exposed us to investors and all that. Do you understand? What do you want? How very interesting and a once in a lifetime experience to even be in that the whole process. So I won't tell you that something I did differently. No. I didn't, in fact, we've even grown. The kind of things we churn out now in terms of content is different from what we did that time. And that's where I will say nothing will stop a project whose time has come. So I think what I want you to do is to be yourself, bring out your project the way it is. Sometimes when people want to do applications, they're thinking they don't want somebody else to see what they're doing so that they will not copy them. And I say, if you put something on the paper and think that somebody will see it and copy it and do it before you, it wasn't your project in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
And people have, I've gone to talk about TofA, and after people come to me and say, this is what I've always wanted to do. You know, the difference between everybody having an idea is the person who goes to execute it.
Execution.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 things I'm going to bring up from what you say. Guys, sell your vision very, very well to your team. Sell it very well. It's something I'm learning. I am constantly evolving, trying to sell the vision to the team. So sell your vision very well to the team so that they can help you when you get stuck. Number 2, make sure that you don't just think about the thing, actually act towards that thing. So if you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you are just a regular person, you have this idea mindset, don't go to the grave with it. Just execute. Try and execute, and let the world, enjoy from what you have birthed. I'm going to ask a question. What do you think, if you have to pick 3 major things for the listeners, majorly Roy, who says he just entered for the entrepreneurial competition at World Cup, and he really, really wants to win. What are the 3 things that you think make you guys stood out? Stand out, sorry.
I didn't hear your question.
No, I said, what are the 3 things? So if you look back and say, we won the entrepreneurial.
Simeon,
Can you hear me? Oh, well, listen to you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I said, what if you had to say 3 things? What
Yes.
would be those 3 things that you say
I can hear you.
made you stand out, or made TofA stand out?
Be yourself. I mean, 1 is to be yourself. 2, be as original as possible. Okay? Originality might not be that you're inventing the wheel. It might just be that we have found out one little thing that has been making others fail. It's the same thing you've heard, but there's one little thing that you're doing. I'm sure this is not the first time you're seeing marketplaces. Okay? We're just doing 1 or 2 things different from every marketplace that you know. And that's the difference. Okay, I think even at this point, Africans, we really need to invent the wheel, just to adapt some of the things we have seen. Know who your buyers are, because one thing I saw was that the questions that they have excellent jury, and bringing out the top 10, they already know your businesses, and they bring people who understand your business, so they will ask you questions. They will ask you questions. And the question, you can do an excellent pitch, put it all out there, speak very well. But when someone asks you a question that you didn't rehearse, that's when you will know whether the person understands what they are doing or not. Okay? And if you know what you're doing, it brings confidence. So the way you will tell it, will tell the person that this person knows where she's going. And then less support, because she understands what she's doing. So what have I said here? Know your business. Be original, all right? Be confident. That's all.
So 3 things that Uju has asked you: know your business, be original, and be very, very confident. So Uju, I want to first thank you. I appreciate you for coming into the studios. I have just about 1 more minute to sign you out. But what would be your advice to mostly women now? Okay, so my vice president of technology of the company says, would you role of collaboration in business is what he got from your speech today, from the interview today. So thanks, Luis. So I would ask this question, and I would say, what is one thing that you would say to women? I mean, I have a woman in house, and I see how you guys do a lot of things, and I keep telling myself that I'm not strong enough, because when I see them clean the house, take care of the kids, do this, do that, do this, do that, then they still manage business as if they've not even started doing anything the whole day. Then they still have to go to the gym to maintain a nice body shape, so that, like a lot of things women have to do. Like, you just ask yourself, are these humans, or, were we created differently? Because just 10 meetings, I am already having headache. I don't want to talk to anybody the whole day. Business staff is killing me and all that. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just, and people say it's snubbing, but it's not. How do you get to that point where, I'm going to take a question, but how do you get to that point where you are superhuman? Like, how can you help other women out there that feel that, it's just too much for them? How?
The truth of the matter is that we are superhuman because we are women. Just because you're a woman out there, you're super already. Because tending to a child is like running a business. You know how we tend our children? From when we bring them out to when we nurture them and all that. That's how we do our businesses. So it's like the business is a baby and you have to grow the baby. And we grow children to be adults, to be men and women. So we can do this. All right. But one thing I would tell us, especially for the married ones amongst us, please settle your home first. Please. It gives you, a general cannot fight two battles. You cannot be quarreling with husband, the house is in disarray, and you think you can excel in your business. No. The first thing is to settle the home. And that's why we are superhuman, because if it means that you have to wake up by 4 o'clock in the morning to cook the food that the house will eat before you leave, you have to do it. You do it, and then you go to the office so that when you're in the office, you're calm and you're focused and you do your office business. And then you go back home to make sure that the home is okay. Truth of the matter is that we can be saying that, they just took my light. They just got it. We can be saying that we are women, we are doing all these things, the man should do that. I mean, if you have that kind of a husband that will take care and do all those things, thank God. But if you and your husband, the way you are working with him is that you have to give him food before anything, because you're doing this doesn't mean that he has to change. If he understands and he changes, so be it. What I'm saying is that have a good understanding with your home and do what you need to do to keep the home stable, because the stability of the home translates in the office. Because eventually you need the home to be part of your success, so you can enjoy the success, really.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us think the home should break, let me be successful. At the point when you are now successful and that home is in disarray, you're not happy. And truthfully, we want to succeed so that we'll be happy eventually.
Yeah.
So we should also look at the process. The end doesn't justify it. We must look at the process as well. But in all of this, please don't do it. That thing you have in mind, execute it. You don't hurt, you can fail. You can do all of those things, and then it didn't work. Then it didn't work. Then you have the experience. Then Simeon is going to call you and you're going to come here and say, well, I tried this and it didn't work for me. And these are my lessons. For next time, let me rest now. And next year, I'll do something else. Okay, the experience you garnered from here will help you. The next one will surely be successful.
Beautiful. Yeah, so just once, I don't know if it's 30 seconds, you have to, Ikenna is buzzing me. You have to answer his question. Any checklist for execution? Is there any checklist? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I need to do to execute?
No, it depends on what the project is all about. Okay, but whatever the project is, go, whatever you think you need to do to get a project done, go do it. If the project means that I have to go and get someone in the bank to listen to me, get someone to listen to you. Don't sit down and think they won't agree. Banks don't. Who says they don't do that kind of thing? Go. You see, if you're already thinking that the answer is no, and then because you think the answer is no, you didn't move. You didn't, nothing. But if you think the answer is no, and you go to talk to the guy, he says no, you're back to where you are. But there's a chance that he will say yes. And even if that chance is just 1%, take it. Because you never know. And that's where God comes in. You don't know, and you know this God is a drama king. That's what I call him. Because when you think all else have failed, is when he shows himself. Because he wants to tell you that it's not you. It's not because the battle is not for the swift and this is for the God that shows mercy. It's just that you go and when you're talking to the person, this is what we have been looking for. And it solves itself. So please, fellow women, get up and move. The world is changing. And we're the world. The ceiling has been broken. So let's go do it.
I mean, I love the Nike. I love Nike shoes because I mean, I think 90% of my shoes are Nike. Just do it. Just do it. Like, just go do it. When I just look at my shoes, I'm like, just do it. Just move. Just do it. So Uju is saying today, just go and do it. Don't keep the paper just in your office. Don't keep that in your brain. Go and do it. Just do it. One day, also just did it. Even if it takes 1% chance, according to FA, just take it. Do it. Do it. 99% preparation. 1% is just that yes, and you're in there. So just go and do it. Thank you very much, Uju. Thank you.
There's something I need to add, please. Very important. People, don't take yourself very serious. Nobody is taking you serious. So don't take yourself very serious. What I'm saying is this. In all of these things, add enough of laughter. Try and be funny. I'm the person that cracks joke on myself first. Do you understand? So it also translates in your office. And I think it's also what makes people want to work with you as a startup. If they come to the office and it's a jovial place, people are happy. People make mistakes and we joke over their mistake. We lost money, but we're joking over it. The person is feeling bad a little bit, but he sees the way people are laughing. What I have realized is that it makes them want to do more, so that tomorrow they will make up for what they have lost and more. Yeah. Okay, so please let's relax a little bit. We are too stuck up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think so. I think we're too stuck up because we want to. No, laugh.
Yeah,
laugh. I mean, you don't have anything to lose. Like, this is one thing.
A lot of people used to complain that I put pidgin English whenever I'm talking, and I'm like, that's just me. I don't see why I should be very serious all the time. So I mean, I enjoyed your session. Thank you very much. This video is going to be around for over a year. You can always check it out, connect with Simeon. Uju is always going to be around. If you want to meet Uju, she's in my network. She is in my network. Understand that? So she's part of my network. You can always reach me and you will get Uju as part of my network. You know the way iPhones connect. Yes, you can get it. Send me an email. Shoot me an email or connect with Simeon@gmail.com, and I will get Uju to respond to your messages. Thank you very much, Uju. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you for having me, Simeon. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is just announcing publicly. Lagos State Government has just chosen me as one of the mentors for the Lagos Innovative Hub. So I'll be mentoring there. So and I'm going to be trying to get them, all my friends, Uju and all of them. I will gather them so that they can come and mentor more people and we can grow this economy. We need to grow Africa. Africa is not waiting for Americans to come and grow us. We can grow ourselves. So, and that is why we're bringing wonderful people like Uju. Uju, thank you. God bless you. Thank you for coming. Until next time, when I will get Uju back in the house because he must come back. This is me saying bye-bye from Uju. Uju, I'm kicking you out of my studios. Thank you very much. God bless you. So that was Uju. Uju is an exceptional person. You need to be in a network. You need to understand her. She's someone that wants everything to work. She just keeps pushing and keeps pushing and keeps pushing until it works. And I have learned that from a lot of people. And we just need to keep celebrating them. We need to keep talking about them. See, we don't have to wait for the whites to come and help us. We can help ourselves. We don't have to wait for government to come and help us. We can help ourselves. If we create enough movement within ourselves, we can actually collaborate and grow. And this is all I'm trying to do. This program is all about. Like I mentioned, I'm going to even read it out. I just got an email from the Lagos State government saying this. So I have been chosen as one of the mentors at the Lagos Innovates Idea Hub program. And I will be mentoring some of the founders there, some of the entrepreneurs and all that. So if you put in for that program, make sure that we meet and we talk and we get to talk and get to help grow your business. And having said that, 2 days from now is my birthday. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday in 2 days. So I have a lot of cake already being cooked up by my team and every other person. So thank you very much for being part of Connect with Simeon. This is wonderful. If you don't have the Thank You Cash app, go straight, download the Thank You Cash app. We have wonderful things. You can buy products, you can earn rewards, you can earn money just using the app, and you would be better for it. God bless you. I love you guys. You know I love you guys. You know I love you guys. This is a program I built for you guys. So if you want to learn anything, go to Connect with Simeon on YouTube. Check all the videos. We've had wonderful people, you know, from the CEO of TechPoint to Salami to, you know, the CEO of Giddy Cakes. Everybody has been here. We've spoken to investors, we've spoken to staff, we've spoken to everybody, and they are helping grow African businesses. We still have Lion. Lion is still going to be coming into the studios anytime soon. We have wonderful, wonderful people. And I must not forget to mention Friday, we have our own Richard Quest. Yes. If you've not met him before, you need to know him. His name is Chukwemeka Fred Agwata Jr. He's the host on Channels TV and currently the regional director of Africa for Founders Institute in San Francisco. He's going to be in the studios with me on Friday. Do not miss it. Friday, 5 p.m. Chukwemeka Fred Agwata will be in the studios, and he's going to be talking about a lot of things. And there's a secret. There's something that is happening. If you're an entrepreneur, you cannot miss it because he's going to be giving out some secrets on that day. So please, make sure you do not miss that show. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. It's Simeon Ononobi on Facebook, Simeon Ononobi on Instagram. Twitter kicked me out. I don't know why, but I just created a new Twitter account. So Simeon Ononobi 1 at Twitter, and you can always connect with me and we can always talk. Thank you guys for listening. And this is me saying ciao.
Look around you. Where you are right now, as you're watching this, look around your house. There are tools you have you're not using that can actually fetch you a whole lot of funds.
Forget about what people are saying. Don't listen to what people are saying. What people say about you or think about you is none of your business.
Many entrepreneurs want to build a business at the same time feed from the business. It cannot work. In Lagos,
but you know, you just get to do something. Stop waiting for manna to fall from heaven.
Never you at any point think you have 100% strength. It's not possible. So as a leader, you focus on your strength 100%, then your weakness, you get someone to fill it in. Now, the person you are bringing in, ensure that the person's weakness is your strength.
You have to come with something to the table. So what are you coming with as a woman? What are you bringing? Is it your intellect? Is it your beauty? We all know that beauty doesn't help anybody. If not, I'll be where Dangote is today.
Please, if you are listening to me, don't try and sell what is not sellable if you don't have the funds to push it.
Thank you for connecting with Simeon Ononobi today. Live sessions hold every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Please turn on post notifications for live updates.
I need to read it.